Welcome everyone to the first annual healthcare competition titled Recording Health. As you all know, we are the College of Health Science Students Association, and our aim is to develop the public health system on campus through raising the level of social awareness among the QU community. To meet this objective, we decided to organize this event where students would be provided the opportunity to express their inner ideas and perceptions through producing videos on any health-related topic of their choice. It's a way of communicating certain messages to the public in a beneficial way. In today's world, it's not only about pursuing science, it's about communicating it effectively. Science communication is the practice of informing, educating, and raising awareness of science-related topics. It's about increasing the sense of wonder about scientific discoveries and arguments. Communicating science allows people to obtain a larger and more complete picture of information that is being perceived. Using videos to communicate scientific protocols instead of verbal descriptions gives much more benefits, particularly for educational purposes. Visual information is fundamental to communication, and effective communication is crucial to bring forward understanding, collaboration, and innovation. We rely on our visual perception of the world to convey ideas, feelings, and images. Images are a particularly efficient method of communicating information. It makes sense to use images to convey large amounts of information in a relatively short period of time. And this is what our event today is all about: communicating science, exploring certain phenomena in simpler techniques. And the participants sure did an excellent job with expressing their inner creativity and passion. So thank you all for joining our competition today, and we hope you enjoy the wonderful and creative videos that have been produced by the participants. Of course, there's a very special someone we would like to thank for making everything we are accomplishing possible, to our one and only Dean of the College of Health Sciences, Dr. Hanan Abdurrahim. We want to thank her wholeheartedly for her endless support and dedication to our association. She always goes above and beyond to provide us with the maximum support needed. We would not have been able to proceed without her assistance, especially in these difficult times.
Thank you for inviting me to be part of the Recording Health Awards event. When the CHSSA came to me with this idea, I really liked it for two reasons. The first is I like the idea of everyone being involved in observing our environment and in promoting health in the QU community. Health does not belong only to health sciences students, it belongs to everyone, and they all have a role in promoting health. The second thing I liked about this activity was that it allowed you to express your ideas and your opinions and your observations in a way that is creative and that is most like you. And I'm sure that all of the entries that we've had have been very creative. I want to congratulate the winners on achieving this award. I'd like to thank everyone who took part and participated and submitted a video. And I'd also like to thank the judges who took the time to engage with our activity. We really appreciate their time and their effort very much. And finally, I want to thank the CHSSA again for organizing this event so well and for allowing me to be part of it. Very good luck to everyone.
We as CHS Student Association are very happy to welcome you all here in this first annual healthcare competition, as we aim to achieve a healthier and more effective university life by spreading the awareness and promoting the creativity on campus.
Science has always been viewed by general public as fake commodity and extremely complex matter that require intense effort to comprehend and understand. However, we were yet to realize that the problem is not in science itself, but in the way it is presented and explained. The real problem lies in the main by how science is taught. Therefore, we have set goals, which is to understand and view science from another perspective. On that premise, we, the College of Health Science Student Association, sought to change the traditional image of learning by launching the first annual competition, Recording Health Competition, which is a platform to initiate scientific critical thinking. And through it, students will be able to simplify complex scientific content to the general public in interesting and proactive approach. Students will serve as interactive link between scholars and general public. To all participants, whether nominated or not, winners or non-winners, you are all winners, and there are no losers, since you reached this stage and were able to produce interesting and simplified scientific videos full of creativity and innovation spirit of science. We are beyond certain that you are capable of paving the way to success on your own. And we hope to see you all in the future as the best science communicator in the Arab world. Finally, I would like to thank all judges and attendees for witnessing the success of the first annual competition and for believing in us to deliver successful contents without any previous background in it.
Greetings to everyone. We will now show you a video of the whole process of planning for this event. Now, with regards to our participants, some of them worked in groups and some of them worked individually. In total, we had 8 videos, and each of them are very creative, and it truly showed how much potential they all have. The trailers of each of these videos were posted on our Instagram page, and people got to vote for their favorites. Depending on the votes, we ended up with 6 videos, which will qualify to the final stage of the competition. So, 6 videos will be shown today in our competition. But of course, there is no doubt that all the videos were excellent and innovative in their own unique ways. The rest of the videos that did not qualify will be shown in our YouTube channel and on our social media accounts for whoever is interested. Thank you to all our contestants for participating in our annual competition. We wish you all the best of luck. At the end of the event, we'll send a link in order for you to vote. And now we'll introduce our valued judges for the Recording Health competition. We have 5 judges with us today, and they were not chosen randomly. They were chosen based on their area of expertise, their high qualifications, and their experiences in the matter of health. Each of them were chosen from different departments, so we have a great diversity. We know for a fact that our honorable judges will give us their best insights and intuitions. We want to express our deep gratitude and appreciation to them for taking the time to be with us in this event. We will now start presenting all the videos. Would any of the judges like to give a word before we begin?
Good morning,
morning.
ladies. Thank you so much for this very important initiative. I'm very, very proud of you. And actually, everybody today is going to be a winner because you've put a lot of effort into this. And we can see it. It's very evident from the videos and all the videos that we've seen. Good luck to everyone. And I wish you the best in your future.
Morning, Assalamu alaikum. I also would like to add my vote to what I just heard. This is really brilliant initiative, especially that now we live in a fast changing world. So it has become really essential for us now to assemble a useful skill set and to adapt to different styles of working. I think this is really promising to see such an initiative led by students and also very attractive to students. So best wishes to all the candidates.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to say it's really an honor to be invited to be a judge in this competition. And really, I would like to thank the student leaders, Asma, Jawahir, Rayan, and everyone who has been working behind the scene to come up with this initiative amongst your busy schedule with your studies. So really well done for taking the initiative to organize such an important event. And I'm very much looking forward to watching all the videos. I think everybody has done a great job, and it's going to be a really tough competition to judge. And as mentioned earlier, everyone is a winner for taking the time and participating. So very much excited in being part of this event, and really good luck to everyone. Thank you.
Dr. Abdulrahman, would you like to give a word?
Yes, really, it's really my honor to be with this great team. Yani Dr. Hanan, also our dean, and Dr. Ala, Dr. Tahra, Dr. Maha, and this is yani very well organized event, and it's reflect how you hard work in this event. And thank you for Jawahir and Sarah for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this judging team. Good luck, inshallah, for all the team, inshallah.
Thank you for your kind words. Unfortunately, Dr. Maha wasn't able to attend today for personal reasons, so we're going to start with the first participant. Their title is Bariatric Surgery and Low Effort Weight Loss. We will first present their trailer and then the full video.
I wake up every day hoping to lose weight, but I'm tired of exercising and dieting. Bariatric surgery would make my life easier. Who doesn't want an easy way to lose weight? Many people go for bariatric surgeries thinking that it is the easiest way to lose weight, especially if they have tried so many times and failed. Bariatric surgeries aim to produce weight loss by reducing your food intake, as it is in banding and balloon surgery, or limiting its absorption as it is in sleeve and bypass surgery. But the question is it really the easy way out? Let's have a look into the journey of bariatric surgery to find out. You might be thinking that having the surgery is the first step in the journey. In fact, prior to that, many patients are required to lose around 5 to 10% of their weight to improve surgical outcomes. Easy till now? Well, after having the surgery, you will have a tremendous change in your diet, as it will start with liquids only Then it progresses to pureed, soft, and eventually to regular food after 3 to 4 months. But still, you will have many restrictions on how much you can eat or drink. We're not done yet. There are several complications that might occur after the surgery. The most important complication is nutrient deficiency, which all bariatric surgery patients are at risk for, especially in bypass surgery. Wondering why? Well, as the name implies, it bypasses a portion of the small intestine, and that's where most vitamins and minerals get absorbed. This can lead to many health problems such as neural tube defects, anemia, osteoporosis, and it can even lead to acute neurological symptoms known as Wernicke encephalopathy. Therefore, you have to be on daily vitamin and mineral supplementation for the rest of your life. Protein malnutrition is also common, mainly due to restrictions of food resulted from small stomach size. Therefore, your diet should mainly focus on high protein food, in addition to protein supplements.
Maybe we should move on to dessert.
You are advised to avoid sugars and sweets, because if you did so, you could experience something called dumping syndrome, which occurs when undigested food moves rapidly to the small intestine due to the bypassed portion. And this can result in different symptoms like nausea and vomiting. And lastly, what you have not thought about is weight regain, which is mainly due to lack of exercise and returning to previous eating habits. We reached the end of the journey, and by now, I'm sure you know the answer to our question. So, those who meet the criteria and really need the surgery for being morbidly obese or to improve obesity-related health problems, they must adhere to the recommendation provided by the healthcare team to reduce the risk of the complications. And for those who do not meet the criteria, you're lucky because you still have a chance. And keep in mind that there is no magic bullet, and the surgery is just a tool, while losing weight and keeping it off is on you to diet and exercise.
So this was group 1. The video was made by Aisha Masoumi. She's from the College of Health Sciences from the Department of Human Nutrition. So thank you, Aisha. We will now proceed to the Q&A from the judges to group 1. Dr. Noor, would you like to begin?
Oh, yes, sorry, I didn't notice I was muted. I think this is really a very important topic that you have presented, Aisha. This is, I think there are too many questions, especially these days. I mean, many people are, trying to go for the shortcuts. So I'm actually very happy that you have, presented this. You covered most of the aspects. The problem, the solution, and this was really a good way of presenting the whole topic. The illustrations are very nice. The sound, the information was also very clear and very easy to follow. So I have no further comments. Thank you so much.
Dr. Tahira, would you like to say anything or ask any questions?
Yes, thank you so much, Aisha. That was a very interesting presentation. Now, I just want to know what would be the benefits of having a bariatric surgery? So you listed all the things that would be a disadvantage, but what would be the benefits? Because I do know that there are some cases that people need to do bariatric surgery.
Yes, Dr. Tahira, as you said, there are many benefits for those who really meet the criteria for having the bariatric surgery. The most important one is that it will help with complications of bariatric surgery, obesity, as I mentioned. So the first one was that they have diabetes, for example. They have joint problems as well. So also another complication is sleep apnea. So all of these complications of obesity are known to be avoided when having the bariatric surgeries for those who are meeting the criteria, having morbidly obese people.
Thank you so much, Aisha, for responding to the question. Thank you.
Thank you for watching my video.
Dr. Alat, would you like to go ahead?
Thank you so much, Aisha, for this really great video. I think you've touched on a very important topic, and you've mentioned, like, if you're meeting the criteria, then this is for you, and if you're not, you are quite lucky. So I really liked some of the messages that you are trying to showcase within this video. I'm actually quite interested. Why did you choose this topic in particular? What were the main reasons for choosing this topic?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, the main reason was that we have lack of awareness in our society when it comes to this topic. Most importantly, that they follow social media, so what celebrities talk about or what others experienced. So when they think about bariatric surgeries, they say, "Oh yeah, many did it, so why not me?" So that was the reason for doing this video.
And what was your main message you wanted really, the public to hear from your video?
So my main message from this video is for people to not think about bariatric surgeries as the easy way, because there is no easy way to lose weight. And another thing is that bariatric surgery is not for everyone. So it's only for those who really need the surgery. Otherwise, it's just like any way to lose weight. You have to work hard to get that result.
Great. Thank you so much, Aisha. Well done.
Dr. Abdulrahman, would you like to say anything?
I just will add my voice to Dr. Tahra. Thank you so much, Aisha, for these interesting topics. And really it's touching many people here. It is also fashionable, by the way. Now doing bariatric surgery is like, it's kind of fashion. But I suggested, in my opinion, just to add some beneficial or some adding value of bariatric surgery in your video. This is my just simple modification. But all in all, it's very good video, inshallah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, now we will move to group number 2. Their title is Gastroparesis Disease.
Hello, this is Dr. Ahmed, a specialist in digestive system diseases. He is going to discuss with you about gastroparesis disease. Everyone is wondering about gastroparesis. What is it? And is it a disease that can be treated? What causes this disease? Please take notes and be patient. A patient with gastroparesis, his stomach is partially paralyzed, so this will slow down or stop the movement of the food to the small intestine. The question is, can this disease be misdiagnosed? Scientifically, yes, gastroparesis disease can be misdiagnosed and doctors might be mistaken by ulcers, heartburn, or even an allergic reactions. Another question that might be asked by people, what causes gastroparesis? Gastroparesis is caused by nerve injury, including damage to the vagus nerve, which is the 10th cranial nerve. How can the vagus nerve be damaged? Vagus nerve function is to contract the stomach to help move the food through the digestive tract. However, people with gastroparesis, their vagus nerve is damaged and cannot do its function. In order for the doctor to diagnose the patient, there are many symptoms of gastroparesis disease, which are nausea, heartburn, or they can name it gastroesophageal reflux, vomiting undigested food, poor blood sugar. Let's move on to gastroparesis and the nutrition. Nutrition has a huge impact on a patient's well-being. Malnutrition is one of the complications that happen to those patients. People with gastroparesis must have a special meal plan. For example, food that are high in fat and fiber, large meals and snacking must be avoided by those patients to steer clear of any inflammation that can happen in their stomach. Treatments always give hope to those patients. Gastroparesis can be treated by some types of medicines, such as Reglan, erythromycin, and antiemetics. Reglan helps to move the food out of the stomach. Erythromycin is an antibiotic, and antiemetics are drugs helps the patient control nausea. All in all, this disease has degrees of pain and symptoms, and it varies from one person to another. This video was made to spread awareness about gastroparesis disease, and always remember that early detection saves lives.
So this video was made by Khulud. She's from the College of Health Sciences from the Department of Human Nutrition. So thank you, Khulud. We will now proceed to the Q&A from the judges to group 2. Okay, Dr. Noor, would you like to begin?
Thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you so much, Khulud. I really like the idea of the doodling and the video. I think I would like just to know about the size of this problem in our society. I mean, if you have any kind of statistics, anything that tells us how many cases we have with this disorder in our society would be helpful.
Hello. Okay. First of all, I actually didn't like see if there is a percentage of people that might have this disease in Qatar. But I wanted to spread awareness because it's such a rare disease. It's mostly found in like the USA or UK, like in other countries, not in the Arab countries. So I just wanted to spread awareness about this disease. But I didn't see any percentage in Doha. But it's a good question, and I might go and search for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Tahira, would you like to go ahead?
Thank you, Khulud, for this very interesting presentation. I have a question. I wanted to know, in terms of the diet, because you did mention that there has to be some kind of dietary modification. Can you just explain to us why the diet should be modified and what are the different foods that can be consumed when you have this disease?
Yeah, sure. Firstly, those patients, their stomach, like it cannot empty itself. Some of the patients might be in need for like feeding tube or tube that might get the food out of the stomach. The stomach cannot digest the food. So they must replace the foods with high fiber or high fat with low fat or low fiber, because, for example, vegetables and fruits are high in fiber. So patients must take them as pureed. They cannot eat it like normal persons, and also foods with the milk and those foods, milk and like liquid food, liquid things might taken by those people, so it's easy to digest those foods.
Okay, thank you, Khulud.
You're welcome.
Dr. Ala, would you like to go ahead?
Thank you, Khulud, for this really exciting and creative video. I liked how you've used doodling, and I thought that was really nice. I felt that there was, at some point, there was quite a lot of content, and I think we just need to always think about the aims and objective of having this video. And we are trying to reach out to the public, so we want to try to convey the message in a precise, simple way. Now, one of the things you mentioned that you're trying to raise awareness about gastroparesis. How does your approach to raising awareness about this important condition differ from others people's previous approaches?
I always like to search more about rare diseases or diseases that we cannot see in our culture or country. So this was one of the diseases that I saw. I saw it on one of the social media platforms. There was a girl who has this disease. So I searched very, not in deep, but I searched like for it more than other diseases. So I always tell people that, do you know this disease? And they were like, no, I didn't hear about this. So I tried to be in this competition just to spread awareness of this disease.
Thank you so much, Khulud. Well done.
You're welcome.
And Dr. Abdulrahman?
For this presentation. Just one question, what is the role of erythromycin in gastroparesis?
It's an antibiotic,
Yes.
because some people might have bacteria in their stomach or something. So this is an antibiotic, so it can help them to.
So as a prophylactic treatment?
Yeah.
As a prophylactic treatment?
Yes.
Okay, and you are telling also using antiemetic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many people with gastroparesis have nausea, so this antiemetics control their symptom of nausea.
That's good. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, now we will be presenting group number 6. Their title is CT value in determining COVID-19 contagiousness.
Did you know that COVID-19 could be non-contagious? Well, sometimes at least. But before you take these words for granted, you have to understand that they might not be 100% reliable. And this is for the fact that this information was just recently published on April 2020 in the European Journal of Clinical Microbiology and Infectious Diseases. This was clearly discussed in the research with the title Viral RNA Load as Determined by Cell Culture as a Management Tool for Discharge of SARS-CoV-2 Patients from Infectious Disease Wards. The results that were published in this research were adopted by many countries to discharge patients from isolation units. The concept used was that of the cycle threshold value, also known as CD value. In 100% efficient PCR, the amplified product will double with each cycle. A positive reaction is detected by the accumulation of a fluorescent signal. The increase in fluorescent signals is in direct proportion to the number of the PCR products. In this graph, we have a threshold line, which represents the amount of PCR products the sample has to reach to be detected. 2 million copies in this case. The CD value is the number of PCR cycles needed to reach this detection point. So, by assuming that we have 100% efficient PCR, samples with small starting amounts of RNA will need more PCR cycles to reach the same detection point, which means that the CD value is inversely proportional to the amount of the RNA in the sample. Whoa, that's a lot of information. To avoid confusion, let's think of this example. Let's say we have two samples, one with 300 nanograms and the other with 100 nanograms. The first one will have smaller CD value because it will need fewer division cycles to reach the detection value, since it had lots of virus to begin with. However, since the second sample has very little virus to start with, it will take more and more cycles to reach the same value or the same detection point, which is 2 million copies in this example. The study shows that patients with CD values equal or above 34 do not excrete infectious viral particles and do not have any signs of symptoms, which means that a positive patient with CD values above 34 is considered to be asymptomatic, non-contagious, and can be discharged from the isolation unit. It also shows that the CD value decreased in the early and progressive stages and increased in the recovery stage and reached above 34. Suggesting that some patients may have a long asymptomatic virus-carrying stage before clinical cure, which is at 38 CT value. However, the study can't analyze the relationship between the CD value and the severity of the disease at the early and progressive stages. That is the reason why lots and lots of other researches have to be done in this area particularly to know more about COVID-19. And this research, well, it could just be the start.
So this video was created by Ahmad, Khalid, and Ibrahim, and they're all from the College of Medicine. So thank you so much. We will now proceed to the Q&A. Dr. Noor, would you like to begin?
Thank you so much for Ahmad, Khalid, and Ibrahim for this informative video. And it's a very smart choice of the topic. You have chosen a topic that is really at the heart of the problem that we are all dealing with. I have a couple of questions, but first to comment on the content and the illustrations and the narrative, really top notch. I'm very impressed. My question is, what is the key message? Like, what would you like the audience to take home from this video?
Okay, so then why we explained this video is because like there was a time in the midst of COVID-19 when the cases were increasing so much, but we saw positive patients not being discharged from the wards. I mean, sorry, positive COVID patients being discharged from the wards despite having the virus, and just asking them to stay at home. And so the reason we came up with this video is to explain why this was happening, as some people were not understanding, like, and they were really anxious, why is this positive patients being discharged and so on. So we made this video to explain this in theory, and yeah. So this is the take home.
I really like that you have also incorporated, research articles. That's a very good add. But aren't you a bit concerned that some people might be less careful? Watching this video, thinking that, okay, we are asymptomatic and we are non-contagious?
Like this video explains for the topic, okay? It doesn't mean that you have to be okay. Some people might think like that, but during the COVID-19 pandemic, it wouldn't be a clear choice. And this is also illustrated by other videos that show the harms of COVID-19 and the precautions and so on. So this video being there doesn't mean that it's that's the other videos that say that you have to, because again, if you've seen that the CT value might change in one person, so he might have a high CT value, but ends up having a low CT value for a few days, and he becomes contagious and symptomatic. So this is why patients have to be always, careful in all.
Thank you so much, Ahmad. I think you have properly answered my questions. If one thing I would add, perhaps at the end of the video, just an advice for people to stay careful and to adhere to the precautions, just in case, because you are targeting a late audience.
Dr. Tahir, would you like to go ahead?
So good job, and it was very well presented. I just have one question. I could ask CT value the only indication for the application of the viral load, or are there other techniques that can be used?
Yes, since the PCR test is the one used to measure the viral load in COVID patients, so the CT value will be the only determining thing for the contagiousness of COVID-19 and the severity of the disease as well.
Thank you.
Adding to that, like this is speaking microbiologically, but there could also be, it depends on the country because there are different strains. So the different strains could have differences in their contagion of the disease as well.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Alaa, would you like to go ahead?
Well done to the College of Medicine students for doing this great video on a very important topic. I think many people from the public usually tend to go and Google about the CT scan, as this is something that's usually given to students. Now, I have two questions. So you sent your results on it's nice that you're sharing research articles with the public, and it was a brief report as I've seen. Was there any reason why you specifically chose this one and you didn't maybe include other articles? And my second question is, what was the most surprising challenge you faced during this video? So you've chosen the topic, and while you were researching this, was there anything, any challenges that you have encountered, and what did you do to overcome it?
Okay, so choosing why we chose particularly this research. So at the time, so actually how we came up with the video was we were volunteering in the Ministry of Public Health at the time of COVID-19, and this research at the time it came out, it was a top hit, like it was just a newly released research, and there were very few researches done on this topic. So we started off by this by looking into this research and critically analyzing it and searching for other aiding data to help us come up with and choose this research particularly because it's the one that had the most hype back then. But of course, we also, like, if you check the references, we also have added some references that also aid this research, such, for example, other researches that were done in Hamad itself. So they also aid this research. So of course, we didn't have much options to choose from since this was a new hot topic. And we tried, since it was a research article and many people, like the general public, wouldn't know how to dive deep into a research and critically analyze it and understand between the lines, we tried to explain it in the simplest way possible. This is answering the first question. As for the second question, maybe one of the most important complications or the most difficult challenges while doing the video was, again, referring back to the point that this is a new hot topic. So when a topic is new and there hasn't been many researches or many videos or many people explaining the theory behind it, it becomes difficult to gather the information because you have to keep in mind that you're conveying this message to the general public. So you don't want to be misleading, you don't want to provide false information. And that's why we also tried to mention in the beginning of this video that it's not 100% true, because there might be future researches that refute this one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ahmed.
Dr. Abdulrahman?
For this really hot topic, and you are dealing with pandemic, COVID-19. My question is, there is any relation between the CTA values, either high or low, and the vaccination? Did you touch this in research?
Yeah, so okay, go ahead, Khaled. Okay, so sorry. So yeah, there hasn't been much researches that describe the vaccine, However, there are many theories behind the case. So as we know, since vaccines, they help. So if you're vaccinated, you can still get the virus, but you're asymptomatic. You don't get the severe symptoms of the disease.
Okay, as Ahmed said, when you get the vaccine, you can get the virus, but you can't transmit the virus because you will have very small mRNA of the virus, and so the CD value will be very high. It can reach 37 or 38. That's why you can't transmit the virus. You will be considered as asymptomatic, non-contagious. So this is the principle of the vaccination.
Yeah. Okay.
They give mRNA. They don't give a live attenuated virus or a dead virus. They give only the mRNA of the virus.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I think I lost my connection. Was the question answered?
Yes, yes. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any further comments?
No, thank you, thank you.
All right, now we will move to group 7. Their title is Alcoholism to Sobriety, A Journey.
This is what alcoholism looks like. Let's take a look at how it all begins. Ryan's stress from work makes him start relying immensely on alcohol. The consequences? He gets fired from his work, his wife divorces him, and the next thing he knows, he needs a liver transplant. But something major happens in his life that determines him to give up alcohol. Do you want to know what it is? What does this picture portray? This is what alcoholism looks like. The person on the floor is named Ryan. He is the father of the girl who just found him. The girl's name is Sarah. Let's take a look at how it all began.
Ryan is under a lot of pressure at work because of his boss and the extreme amount of work that he makes Ryan do on a daily basis. His stress from work makes him start relying immensely on alcohol. Because of his reliance on alcohol, his health deteriorated, and this resulted in his poor performance at work, along with the lack of personal hygiene. This resulted in his colleagues reporting against him, and thus his boss firing him from work. Consequently, he breaks down and starts relying on alcohol even more. The symptoms of alcoholism started to show through his bad temper with his family. In return, his wife ended up divorcing him. All of these events added up and led him to astray. He couldn't stop drinking one night, and at one point, he lost his consciousness.
Coming back to the present, we see Ryan in the hospital in a terrible state. The next day, as Ryan regains his consciousness, the doctor informs him that he needs a liver transplant because he has liver cirrhosis due to alcohol consumption. She tells Ryan that his daughter Sarah was tested to check if she's a match for the transplant and that the test was successful. So the doctor proceeded with the surgery with both Ryan and Sarah's consent. The next day, as Ryan's surgery is successful and he is conscious, the doctor informs him of the sad demise of his daughter due to post-surgery complications. After listening to this shocking news, Ryan breaks down and blames himself for Sarah's death. This determines him to give up alcohol and dedicate his wellness to his daughter. He starts listening to the doctor's advice and takes his medicines properly. He also attends the rehabilitation center, Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, and works out following his physiotherapist's suggestions.
One fine day, after one of his workout sessions, he sat down to read the newspaper, and he noticed the manager of the alcohol shop from which he used to get his drinks from partnering up with his previous boss for a huge investment project. This enraged him and motivated him to raise awareness against alcoholism and let others know all about the horrible consequences of alcoholism, which he had to face himself, along with letting them know how to prevent alcoholism in the right manner. So he started organizing campaigns and conferences, raising awareness. He mentions all the way in which we could prevent alcoholism, including alcohol taxes, limiting the number of days and hours of alcohol sale, and regulating the alcohol outlet density.
The final message that we want to convey is to remove the stigma around alcoholism and normalize seeking help in times of need, because together we are stronger.
This video was created by Aisha, Tasbih, and Haneen, and they're all from the College of Medicine. I'm sorry, no, Aisha's from the College of Pharmacy, and Tasbih, they're all from the College of Pharmacy, yeah. Okay, now we'll proceed to the Q&A. Dr. Noor, would you like to begin?
So first, I would also like to thank the girls for the effort they have put into their video. It's a bit dramatic, so I think, you know, it's a nice way to say it's more like a for cinema kind of a video. My only question, I mean, do we really have this problem? Because, I mean, personally, I'm not aware of such problem in our society. So that's why I'm wondering if we really need to tackle a problem that perhaps we don't really have.
I think that in our society and the society we live in, these kind of problems, we have a stigma around it and we hide it. Like we don't see it around. So when we know that someone have that problem, and instead of helping him to go and get treated, I think that our society is like suppress them and they don't seek help. So they suffer in silence. So that's why we made that video, to help them. Like we want to stop their suffering in silence and go seek help, because in our society, that's what's happening.
I would like to add on to that. So, of course, like we know in Qatar, it's not a huge issue, alcoholism. But it's mainly because in Qatar, like because of the laws and customs, it's not like it's prohibited to even drink in public. And the only way you can drink is if you have a license, and it's in licensed bars or licensed hotels, licensed restaurants. So it's not a huge issue, but there is a stigma around it. And the alcohol consumption level has been growing since the past few years in Qatar as well, even though it's really low. So I think it's important to raise awareness about something like this, around which there is a lot of stigma. So that's why we thought of making it a little bit dramatic rather than making it too much informative, so that people can connect to it, the local public can connect to it better, and they can understand that it could be horrible. So yeah.
Dr. Tahira, would you like to go ahead?
Thank you, ladies. I was kind of taken aback by the video, but I think it's a good video. I think that you've tackled something, you're very courageous. You've tackled something that a lot of people, as you said, considered it as a stigma, and they're not readily vocal about it. I think we do have a problem. It might not be evident to everyone, but it's there. It, and including drugs and including a lot of other things that are being consumed by a generation that might not be handling it as well as they should. My question is, you've found a way to, and you talked about what should be done and how he became aware after he got sick that he should find a way to become sober from his alcoholism. But what do you think we should do from the very beginning? I mean, do you think there should be some kind of awareness campaigns? Like, for example, in the past, they had these stickers on the ATMs that were about drugs. I'm not sure if, because you're pretty young, so you didn't witness it, but like maybe 10 years ago, there were stickers all around talking about drugs. Do you think there is a way that we can actually raise awareness about the issue of alcoholism here in Qatar?
Well, in our video, we stated the ways that we can prevent it. And adding to that, we can, the whole area of this is focusing on the stigma of it. So for example, in our society, instead parents for shaming their children for having this problem and hiding that from the public and just thinking about, oh, we don't want the society to know about that. We don't want the reputation and everything. So instead of that, it all starts from the family. And instead of shaming our children and shaming our youth for doing this, we should help them and tell them you should seek help. We should stop thinking about the stigma around it, stop shaming them, and stop making them feel sorry, and stop just thinking about the reputation of the society. And just the whole message of it just starts from the family. Stop shaming their children for that and let them seek help instead and support them. It's all about the emotional support they get from the family and the people around them.
I think Haneen covered it well, but I think I would like to say that raising awareness is basically a prevention method for people who are not an alcoholic yet. So the reason why we chose a story like this about Ryan is because it's kind of like the worst case scenario, and himself raising awareness about it, it shows the other people that, wow, this could be really bad. Like I could end up like this person. So it would give them like a second thought before they actually dive into alcoholism. So I think that itself, like if someone is speaking from their personal experience, that touches people's hearts more, and that would make people even more aware, and they will be like more scared about like starting something like that. So that's, I think, the best way to prevent alcoholism, to raise awareness through someone's personal experience. And of course, if they're not ready for it, we can always raise awareness in different methods. But we thought like this is kind of like the worst case scenario we could use. So yeah.
And also, I just want to add one thing is that it's always effective, and it always leaves an influence on people when they hear another person's story. It's always, you see that one time I heard that what actually stays with people, not what is being explained, it's always the stories that is being remembered by people.
Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you.
Charlotte, would you like to go ahead?
Thank you so much, ladies, for this really interesting, dramatic video. I really found it interesting the way that you tackled this topic. I felt it was really clear to follow and really a well-constructed storyline. But coming back to the questions that were asked by Dr. Noor, like what was the trigger for using this topic? Like I know you've mentioned the reason, but was there anything like why did you as a group agreed to tackle this topic? And if you were to choose another topic that may be more common in Qatar with stigma associated with it, what would it be?
Say what triggered us would be something like the deteriorating mental health in Qatar, not just in Qatar, in the entire world right now due to COVID. And because the mental health is declining so much, I think people are more prone to addiction and more prone to going into like these kind of pathways, which will be horrible for them. So that is kind of what triggered us to choose something like addiction in the first place. And alcoholism, we chose it because we thought it would be something different to talk about, because we do talk a lot about mental health and like COVID-19. Like these days, we have a lot of mental health workshops as well. So this was something that was kind of being neglected and was in the shadows. So we wanted to highlight it, and we wanted to be like, this is also important. And I think this is kind of like a prevention method. Like before, it's not just because like the situation in Qatar is not bad doesn't mean we can still like not prevent it and not raise awareness about it. Like before it gets worse, it's better to raise awareness about it now than later when the damage is already done. So that's what triggered us. And Haneen, if you want to like to add something, you can go ahead.
Actually, Aisha covered it up, so thank you for that. I just will add that it is exactly the same reason why we did that, because alcoholism, it's not a topic that it's talked about here in Qatar. So that's why we wanted to talk about it more and raise the awareness about it.
Okay, would you like to say anything, Dr. Abdulrahman?
Actually, nothing, nothing to be added from my side. All the judges, alhamdulillah, they cover all the questions, and also I would like to highlight their good presentations and their video, and also they are very well respond to the judged question. Thank you so much.
I want to remind the judges just to evaluate each link after each group, so you wouldn't forget. Okay, now we reached group 8. Their title is, How Does Mental Health Affect Immune System?
What is the immune system? And also, what is the mental health? And how they come interact together? What is the immune system? And also, what is the mental health? And how they interact together? Impact and emotion are defined as an essential part of an organism's process of reacting to stimuli, similar to the effect. The immune response is the tool the body uses to interact with the external environment. Recent convincing evidence shows that feeling and the immune system share more than one similarity function.
Based on the words mentioned above that indicate a relationship between these two systems and indicate the need for a new scientific field called effective immunology. Such field will allow a better understanding of the immune phases of disorders and mental aspects, emotional, pathological immunity.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to make an interview with Professor Sumaya. Good morning, Professor Sumaya.
Good morning, Aziza.
So, Professor, after watching this video, what do you think about it?
The video was very interesting. I like the way you brought this issue up, as well as how you shed light on mental health and its effect on immunity system.
Yeah, actually, it was full of information. But Professor, is this correct that mental health play a big role in humans' health?
Yeah, there are negative effects of mental health on human health. For instance, it weakens the immunity system and it makes it more vulnerable to disease, such as in our case, COVID-19. Depression was one of the most important vectors that weaken the immunity and lead to become infected easily to the virus.
Okay, does mental health affect other organs in human body?
Okay, yeah, it affects the organs function, and I will give you one example in digestive. Stomach affected by stress. During stress, assimilation is restrained after focusing on stomach-related movement increments, and this may influence the well-being of the stomach-related framework and cause ulcers.
So guys, we reached the end. And after we got these really valuable information, we have to be more careful about our mental health to keep ourselves and our bodies healthy. And thank you all for watching.
So this video was created by Aziza, which is from the German Jordanian University from the Department of Energy Engineering, and Sumaya, which is from the College of Health Sciences from the Department of Chemistry. So thank you, Aziza and Sumaya. We will now proceed to the Q&A. Dr. Abdulrahman, would you like to start this time?
Firstly, I would like to thank you so much and for this presentation. So there is any another example? The first question is, there is any example of another relation between the mental health and immune system? This is number one. And the number two is, what is the evidence? I need some publication or some references for there is a relation between the mental health and immunity system.
أول شيء السلام عليكم. شكرا لحضور لكم الفيديو. أول شيء أول سؤال، إحنا المنتل هيلث هي جزء مهم جدا في جسم الإنسان، وهي إذا جسم الإنسان هو عبارة عن parts، وهذه البارت لما تتجمع together تعطي جسم الإنسان إنه good health. فالمنتل health الناس كلهم يعني they ignore it and it make it not important. But it affects the immune system, and for example, in we see just because I'm nervous, sorry.
It's okay, take your time.
في حالات كثيرة مثلا زي السرطانات، هذه السرطانات مثلا ما لها علاج، فبالتالي لما يكون عندهم good support، يعني في حالات كثيرة شفتها. أنا خالتي دكتورة، فكلمتني عن حالات كثيرة إنه في ناس يكونوا ميؤوسين من مثل الكانسر والهذا، ميؤوسين من مرحلة شفائهم، بس لأنهم دايما يعني positive ودايما they keep mental health good. they can إنه يتخطوا هاي المرحلة ويعني ويستجابوا للعلاج بسرعة وينجحوا. كثير تشافوا من هذا الشيء. أكون جاوبت السؤال.
Hey, Dr. Lat, would you like to go ahead?
Thank you so much, Sumaya and Aziza, for this very interesting video. First of all, I'm intrigued. I know Aziza is from Jordan and Sumaya is from Qatar. How did you both connect together?
We are friends in high school.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, ولما عرفنا إنه في مسابقة فحبينا إنه إحنا عندنا المنتل هيلث كثير مهمة، فحاولنا إنه نوصل هذه المسج للناس وإنه الناس يشوفوها بطريقة ويصيروا يهتموا فيها أكثر. هذا كان السبب إنه إحنا نشارك في هذه المسابقة.
My second question, Sumaya, is like, what were your main goal with this, with tackling this topic, and how would you evaluate where you are in respect to achieving this goal?
My goal إنه خاصة مع COVID-19 لما حدث COVID-19 الناس كانوا في حالة هلع وستريس ونسيوا وصاروا يدوروا على أشياء تقوي مناعتهم وعلى أشياء ياكلوها وخايفين، وكانوا ناسين إنه العامل المهم اللي هو المنتل هيلث، إنه هم لما هم يعملوا الستريس وهذه الأشياء بتقلل من مناعتهم وبتخليهم إنه هم يعني infected easily to the virus, as we said in our video. Our goal إنه الناس يعطوا attention أكثر للmental health ويحافظوا عليها ودائما يخلوا their vibes up، وإنه هذا الشيء مهم جدا في حياتهم العملية والصحية. يعني بالعملية إنه يكونوا يعطوا عمل أحسن good job in their work and بحياتهم الهاي يكونوا ماشيين يعني بحياة صحية ويعني يكونوا منتجين أكثر. our goal إنه الناس يصيروا يهتموا أكثر في هذا الشيء. وإيش اللي كان البارت الثاني من السؤال؟
how do you evaluate where you are in respect to achieving this goal? يعني after doing this video, do you feel you were able to reach the goal that
لو لاحظتي إنه إحنا بالفيديو استخدمنا أشياء شوي زي تشبيه جيش وكذا، فإحنا لأنه المستهدف الأودينس مش كلهم في مجال طبي يعني، فبالتالي حاولنا نعطيهم أمثلة من الواقع، يعني مثلا زي جيش، إنه الجيش هو اللي يدافع عن الكونتري، اللي يدافع على جسم الإنسان من الأمراض هو الإميون سيستم. حاولنا إن نبسط الفيديو ونجيبهم بإكزامبلز يفهموها أكثر، وإنه يصير يهتموا بهذا الشيء أكثر بدل ما يدوروا أشياء ثانية زي أكل أو شرب أو أشياء تقوي مناعتهم أو ميديسنز، فيصيروا يهتموا في هذا الشيء أكثر. وخاصة إنه يعني الناس صاروا يروحوا على الطب النفسي أكثر، حتى يختاروا مثلا زي مثلا يصيروا يشربوا الكحول، they start smoking. هذه المنتل هيلث تأثر في اللايف ستايل، تأثر في الديزيز، فإنها تضرب الجسم في كل النواحي. فإحنا اخترنا الإميون سيستم لأنه the important part in the body.
Just the last question. I'm sure you've done your literature search on the topic. يعني what kind of يعني did you base this on literature search, and was there any key messages from the literature that you were trying to convey within this video?
ما فهمت، عادي ترجمي لي عربي؟
لا، كان قصدي إنه هل اعتمدتي على أبحاث منشورة؟
حتى عملت
the link between mental health والimmune system.
حتى الكلام اللي بالفيديو الكلام اللي بالفيديو هو جاي من references، إنه هو لازم يكون في إن الناس صايرين الدكاترة والعلماء الساينتستس إن هم بلشوا يدوروا على علم المناعة الوجداني، وإن هم شايفين إن هم connected together. لما المريض يكون المنتل هيلث تبعيته قوية وكذا بيقدر إنه يستجيب لهذا أكثر. فبالتالي نفس ما شفنا يعني فيديوهات كثيرة، وأقصد سوري مش فيديوهات، يعني مقالات وقرأتها، وأنا الآن قاعدة أعمل بحث أساساً على هذا الموضوع عندي بالبوست فاونديشن 2. يس شفنا كثير أمثلة وكذا، فكلامنا اللي بالفيديو كله عبارة عن references يعني مش من كلامنا.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Sumaya. Well done.
Okay, Dr. Tahra, would you like to go ahead?
Thank you. يعني ما شاء الله دكتور Rahman, Dr. Alan, Dr. Noor, they asked them all of the questions. Good, well job, ladies. Good, you did a good presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Noor.
Yes, thank you so much, Sumaya, for your presentation. I certainly like the topic, and I actually applaud you for advocating for the relationship between our mental health and our immune system. Just to answer some questions, I think maybe perhaps you could have highlighted the role of cortisol when Dr. Abdurrahman was asking you, because mental health, like stress, we have over release of cortisol, and we know that cortisol compromises our immune system. So that's why it is really essential to highlight the correlation between our immune system and our mental health. And my only question to you, Sumaya, I think I would have liked to have some sort of advice also at the end of the video. مثل ما حكيتي, you said that it's really important to focus on the relationship, but it also would be very important to give the audience some sort of tips, like how important it is to exercise to improve our mental health and thus support our immune system. And many other, suggestions would be great to just, to add at the end of your video. Other than that, as I said, I really like this topic, and congratulations.
Thank you. My friend, she answer this question. Go ahead, Aziz.
So we can add some advices إنه زي مثلا زي ما حكيتي إنه يعملوا exercises. هسا هذا هو إشي عادي. مثلا في ناس زي مثلا أنا ما بحب أعمل exercise الصراحة. ممكن آخذ إشي ثاني أعمله، مثلا controlling التايم، managing التايم. بحس إنه كثير إشي مهم عشان النفسية، مثلا بالذات في حالتنا هسا بنحاول إنه ننظم وقتنا بس ما بنقدر، فبتحس إنه كل إشي زي ملخبط أو إشي زي هيك، فكتير بيأثر وبيعمل لنا ستريس. سواء كنا طلاب employees doctors teachers أي حدا ممكن أكيد رح يتأثر بهاي البانديمي كمان بالذات. يعني النصائح صراحة تكون يعني so regular، بحس إنه الكل مطلع عليها، ولازم إنه يكون في صراحة إنه من الساينتست بالذات بهالحالة هسا إنه يطلعوا لنا نصائح تانية غير الريجولر تبعنا اللي كنا نعرفهم، لأنه إحنا بإشي يعني زي إحنا بيونيك ستيت، يعني كل إشي تغير هسا فعليا، يعني مش فيش إشي زي ما هو أصلا. فهذا اللي أنا كنت بدي أحكيه، وشكرا لكم جميعا كثير. أنا حبيت إنه أشترك معاكم بهالمسابقة، حتى إنه أنا كنت يعني من الأردن. بشكركم كلياتكم، بس هذا اللي كنت أحكيه.
Thank you so much. And last but not least, we will present Group 9, the last video. Their title is Save Mila's Life.
One, two, three.
A rare genetic condition. Type 1 till type 4.
Zolgensma is the most effective therapy.
The most painful feeling ever in your heart, when the most beloved one is riding in pain. But when you have the medicine to cure them, and still can't afford it, that devastated you. Spinal muscular atrophy, SMA, is a rare genetic condition infects 1 out of 10,000 people in the world. Its patients request the most expensive medicine in the history. Only one dose of it cost $2.1 million. This gene defect causes progressive muscle wasting, atrophy, and weakness leading to loss of movement. As well as SMA, there is a breakdown of the nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. The brain stops sending messages that control muscle movement. How this disease happens? SMA happens because of genetic defect in the motor neuron, leading to absent or reduced for action of a protein called survival motor neuron protein, SMN. The presence of the gene that produces this protein is essential, and its absent or insufficient level lead to loss of motor neuron in the spinal cord, which produce weakness and wasting of the skeletal muscle, and that cause muscle atrophy, as the muscle doesn't get used by the body because no electrical neural stimulus reaches them. SMA affected individuals with a mutated gene, often inheriting one gene from each parent. There are different types of SMA, type 1 till type 4, according to the age of appearing the symptoms. This may affect crawling and walking abilities, arm, hand, head, and neck movement. In some cases, they can have trouble in breathing and swallowing as the disease gets worse. The weakness of the muscle supporting the spinal column develops as a sideways curvature. To prevent this disease, couples must do premarital examination in order to avoid conceiving an infected child.
Curing SMA, Zolgensma is the most effective therapy for children aged less than 2 years. It costs $2.1 million for single dose. It harvests genetically engineered virus used once in lifetime. It replaces the missing gene with a new one, and the body starts to produce antibodies. It will develop immunity. Second injection will not work. That's why it's used. When taking the medicine, we should manage symptoms, reduce complications, using physical therapy to solve the muscle atrophy, breathing, and swallowing problems. The cost of Zolgensma depends on how many years of life gained, with the effectiveness of the Dr. Ben Amran pointed in Al Jazeera interview. Qatar is the second Arabic country to use Zolgensma. It's available in Hamad Hospital and offered for free for Qatari citizens.
This medicine was the thread of last hope. Unfortunately, it would be impossible due to its dramatical price. We inspired our video topic from little baby called Mila. The special about her case, her powerful mother that decided to challenge everything, making the impossible possible.
So she opened a donation link to gather the money by sharing her daughter case through social media. We are sharing the link and encouraging every single one of you to donate and help this little baby.
Mila doesn't have much time because the medicine can't be taken after the age of 2 years.
Save Mila's life.
Save Mila's life.
Save Mila's life.
So this video was created by Sara. She's from the College of Health Sciences from the Biomedical Sciences Department, Wala from the College of Health Sciences, and Maha from the College of Arts and Science from the Department of Chemistry. So thank you, Sara, Wala, and Maha. We will now proceed to the Q&A. Dr. Abdurrahman, do you want to start?
Yes, thank you so much for these great videos and very informative material. So I need to ask, what's the prevalence of spinal and muscle atrophy here in Qatar? Again?
I think you're muted.
No,
I'm
again?
so sorry, excuse me. Yeah, I'm so sorry, excuse me. It was muted. Okay. أولاً السلام عليكم. My name is Maha. I would like to inform that this disease is rare. It causes, as we've mentioned, only 1 out of 10,000 people around the world. So maybe even in Qatar, it wouldn't be that much known. That's why we chosen to talk about it, because it's rare and it's not that much as much people know that. So I guess even in Qatar, it's well known, as Dr. Bin Amran have been talking about it, and there's some departments in Hamad Hospital taking care of the genetic diseases. So it's known, but not that much, even around the world, not only in Qatar.
So what is your objective?
We may say that we had two major objectives. One is to increase the awareness of this disease, so people have to do the premarital examination in order to avoid increasing the numbers. The second objective is helping Mila, because we wanted to do a difference, and we can do this difference with Mila's case because she needs to take this medicine. So this was our two major objectives of the video. We want to explain more. Would you like me to explain more detail?
That's okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Okay, Dr. Ala, would you like to go ahead?
Thank you, ladies, for this very important video. And I think the nice thing about it is you linked it to a case, a current case, and how can you help, so just making it a bit more real. Reflecting on the video and the way you have developed and created this video, how would you have done things differently? Reflecting back to the objective and maybe some of the video and seeing some of the videos in today's competition, how would you have done things differently?
Maybe if we weren't coronavirus, maybe we could have contacted with the doctors that have been talking about the disease, such as Dr. Tawfiq bin Amran. We maybe could have been seeing Mila, for example. We could have more resources to film at, or to have more powerful resources at the doctors or hospitals. It's better than searching by ourselves. So maybe a few things would have been different if the circumstances wasn't the same.
Like, I know how much effort it takes to create these videos, and I really really well done to you and the rest of the groups who are competing today. It's definitely a lot of effort, and you need a lot of technical skills to be able to come up with this video. So really well done. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Tahira, would you like to go ahead?
Thank you very much for this presentation. It's also a new topic for me, to be honest. So thank you for you and all the rest of the students, because they did make us aware of things that might have been due to my profession. It's a little bit different. So just one question, SMA, is it prevalent in certain parts of the world, or is it quite prevalent all over?
Hello. Yeah, it's in all over the world, and specific in the Arab region, because as a tradition thing, many people marriage from the same family, which will make this disease to be worse. So as Maha says, that we have to make the premarital examination in order to avoid this type of disease and improve the knowledge for all the people to try to know what is the disease so they can avoid it efficiently. That's it.
Thank you.
And Dr. Noor?
Thank you so much, ladies, for this moving video. I have two very different questions. One, why is the medication that expensive? Are you aware of any groups? We know the medication is from Novartis, so are you aware of any groups that are advocating against the price of the medication? And my second question is, what is the long-term effect of this disease? So how long people struggling with SMA can survive?
First of all, hi, I am Sarah Taha from Biomedical Science. I think the first question will answer the second question. Why this medicine or Zolgensma is very expensive, and it's most expensive medicine around the world or in the history, because of two major thing. The first thing, the effectiveness of this medicine. This is a genetic medicine, not the medicine to cure only the symptoms, or it will cure the genetic problem. So it's taken only one time only one time before the age of 2 years, and it will solve the problem. So that's why the effectiveness of this medicine or the price depends on the effectiveness. The second thing, the years for the patient, or the patient will live after he take this medicine. So for example, if we talk about insulin, it's a chronic disease. Diabetes is a chronic disease, and the patient must take the insulin at the rest of his life. So maybe the price of the insulin, or the only one needle of insulin, it's not much, but it's taken maybe two times a day, every day, for all his life. But Zolgensma, it will taken only one time, and only for one time alive, and and the problem will solve, because as I say, it's a genetic therapy, so it will cure the major problem. But also we should say that Zolgensma itself can't solve the whole problem, because the disease is known as spinal muscular atrophy. So the problem is atrophy in the muscles, and this atrophy, it comes as a symptoms to the genetic problem, or to the decrease of this protein, this protein. So when we take this medicine, Zolgensma, the genetic problem and the protein will increase in the body, but the atrophy in the muscle need for physical therapy to be cured. So this is why the medicine is too expensive. And if there is someone complain about the price, there is a lot of countries, or not a lot of countries, some countries trying now to afford this medicine free for their citizens, like Qatar, like Dubai, and also in America. And there is a lot of donations from the families, and there is also, and August is the month of awareness of this disease. And when we see Mila's case, we know about this disease more, and we like to be a part of this this donation and help her and ask everyone to help her. And I want to add a last thing that we are not telling you about this case only to add an emotion to our video. It's a really very emotional case. And Mila yesterday have infection in her lung, and she now is in hospital. And pray for her and donate for her, and her mother really very sad and needs the help of all of you. Thank you.
Sarah, just one last note. So do they survive? Do they, I mean, how do they live if they have not received the treatment?
It's really very difficult. They can survive. As we mentioned in our video, there is many type of SMA, but for Mila's case, type 1, this is the most dangerous type, and she can't survive after the age of 2 years if she didn't take the medicine. And she now, I guess, 11 months, so she didn't have much time, really. But for another cases, also another type, I mean, also they can't survive, but maybe they diagnosed in this disease maybe in a younger age.
Actually, I want to add for Sarah. Now the type are like they separate the type according to the age of appearing the symptom. So each type have a certain years, so they can survive and they can diagnose the disease about the symptoms that happened according to the age of appearing that symptoms. So in Mila's case, it's the type 1, which is from now born babies till 6 months, I guess. Oh, sorry, 12 months. They know they appear the symptoms appear at that time, so doctor will diagnosis, but she can't live or the medicine will not be effective if she take it after 2 years. So that's why she's supposed and must take it before that time to survive.
Thanks so much, and very nice team effort. Thank you.
What? Any further comments from anyone?
Also, if it's possible, I would like to add just one point. Even if there wasn't the cure, if the cure wasn't available, they can obtain the symptoms or the complications, like the muscle atrophy, for example. They can do physical therapy. They can control the breathing problems, for as example. They may not cure SMA, but they can maintain as much as they can, even if they couldn't have the cure. So this is something some hospitals can do, even if they didn't have Zolgensma or other medicine. So they can just manage or try to do, to give them a better life quality, for example. That's it. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, so all the videos have been presented. Thank you so much to all our participants. You did a wonderful and amazing job. All the videos were so unique and creative, and I genuinely enjoyed watching each and every one of them. So well done. You should all be proud of your work. We will now start with the voting. Here is the list of all the groups with their topics. When you vote, select the group number you like the best. We sent the link in the chat box, so we will give you exactly 5 minutes, and the voting will stop from there. So good luck. Good luck to everyone. Okay, we have 30 seconds left. Okay, the voting time has ended. I hope you all had the chance to vote. And now we're going to calculate the results. So give us some time and we'll get back to you. The judges, you did not vote, you did not evaluate the last group. Can you please evaluate the last group, group 9? We're almost there. We're finalizing the results. Just a moment. Okay, we want to inform you all that after we announce the winners, we're going to have a group photo at the end. So whoever wants to take a photo, just open your cameras and we'll have a nice group photo. Okay, finally we came to an end. We prepared the results. We have 3 winners, but remember, what you did was a great accomplishment. And at the end of the day, you're all winners. You explored your inner creativity. You gave us some innovative ideas. You have a whole future ahead of you full of success. So it's not only about winning, it's about what you've accomplished and the benefits you have gained in the process. But for the sake of this competition, we have to choose 3 winners. So in third place, the winner is Group 6. Congratulations to Ahmed, Khalid, and Ibrahim. Well done. You did an amazing job. And thank you so much for your wonderful video. Now, in second place, the winner is Group 7. Congratulations, Aisha, Haneen, and Tasbih. Well done. You did a wonderful job. Thank you so much for your amazing video. Now, first place, the winner is, drumroll, Group 9. Congratulations to Sarah, Wala, and Maha. Well done. You did a great job. Thank you so much for your outstanding video. So congratulations to everyone, to Group 6, 7, and 9. You did a wonderful job, and thank you so much to all our participants for participating in our annual event. And thank you to our dean, our judges, our guests. We want to give a special thanks to our volunteers as well for helping us out with the process. You are all hard workers. And thank you to everyone. We hope you all had a good time. And we hope to see you all next year and other upcoming events. So now let's have our group photo. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you, everyone. We hope to see you next year. We hope you all enjoyed, and congratulations to all our winners. And remember, all of you are winners. This is a great experience for everyone.
I want to thank you all for the great opportunity that you gave us, and inshallah we will have the chance to go again on the next year. Thank you so much for your time and for this wonderful competition.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Well done, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. Have a great afternoon.
Just I want to say that don't forget to donate and save Mila's life. This is our aim. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this great competition, and I hope we can make something very effective next year, inshallah. Thank you, and it's a very pleasure to work with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.